public defender.
Okay, on his initial charges, he got 2 RORs, and on count 2 and 3, he got 3,000, 1,000, so 4,000 total. Standard pretrial supervision call-in 2 times a week. No victim contact. And then there was a capias issued 8/31 for possession of the methamphetamine. I don't see anything else here. So I think you definitely need to have a talk with your attorney.
Nobody else. Nobody else.
Pardon?
I don't see any private attorney having filed a notice of appearance for him yet.
Okay, well, that's fine. But he probably, I mean, if he says he has one. So.
I've been in here for 3 weeks, ma'am, and I have a young child that I tend to on a daily basis.
All right, well, here's a problem. What's his bonds, Ivy? I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll set your bond on count the capias methamphetamine 500. You're going before your division judge tomorrow. So speak then at 8:30 a.m., okay?
Okay. All right, thank you.
Hopefully your attorney's there, whoever hired him. Better tell him you have court tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. James Archibald.
He's here at Main Judge. He declined the service of public defender.
All right, Mr. James Archibald. You can do you have a private attorney?
I'm getting one.
Okay, do you want to represent yourself today?
No.
Okay, you want the public defender to represent you?
Yeah, he could.
All right, let's go to someone at North Broward. Who do we...
Judge, we're ready to proceed because there's a VOP no bond hold, Judge.
Okay. All right, so Mr. Archibald, possession of cocaine, $1,000 bond. Possession of cannabis, 20 grams or less, no bond required. Count 3 is failure to wear a safety belt. It's a civil traffic infraction. Count 4 is a probation violation. You are being held no bond. That's Judge Martin Fine. You are going this Friday, September 14th at 8:45 a.m. The court does find probable cause. Court will set bond at $9.99 on count 1. Okay, sir, good luck to you. Paul Scott.
Mr. Scott is here present at Main. Come on up.
Good afternoon, Mr. Scott. You have aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. We need to talk about bond. Count 2 is grand theft between $300 and $5,000. $1,000 bond. Count 3 is criminal mischief between $200 and $1,000. First offense, $100 bond. Count 4 is fleeing or eluding a law enforcement officer. Light, siren active, $2,500 bond. Count 5 is reckless driving, damage person or property, $100 bond. Count 6 is operating without a valid DL, $25 bond. Count 7 is not for a magistrate. It's a civil traffic infraction, expired motor vehicle registration. And count 8 is driver presents non-current proof of insurance. That is a $100 bond. Is that correct? All right, court finds probable cause. Court is going to order no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim. With the initials JCW. Do you need me to explain what that means, sir? I do not mind.
Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, I do.
That also includes no contact, whether you're in jail or not, through third parties as well. That means no passing any messages, okay?
That's correct.
All right, I'd like to verify your mailing address. As it says at large, Pompano Beach. He doesn't have an address?
Judge, he's friends allowing to live with him in Pompano Beach, but he doesn't have his address memorized.
It's Northwest 23rd Terrace, but I don't know the exact
Address, might be like 1141 Northwest 23rd Terrace. I'm pretty sure it's close to that.
Okay, if I didn't say it, there's no return to the Walmart at 3801 Turtle Creek Drive, Coral Springs, Florida. If you go back there, sir, you'll be arrested. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, what say you, State?
The defendant is currently being supervised by pretrial services. Case number 18-10022. Two counts of possession of
What is it,
MDMA.
1-8?
10022.
CF10A or MM?
CF10A.
Mm-hmm.
2 counts of possession of MDMA.
Mm-hmm.
This court placed him on pretrial supervision on the 16th of August. Based on finding of probable cause today, we're going to ask that his pretrial status be revoked at this time.
Okay. All right, so State, what are you requesting on count 1?
As to count 1, the state is requesting $25,000. In addition, if he's able to bond pretrial release with the GPS level 2. Judge, the alleged victim in this case is a police officer, which I think the case may be more appropriately charged as an aggravated battery on a law enforcement officer, which would be a first-degree felony.
Mm-hmm. Defense?
Judge, unfortunately, at this time, from what he advised me, he's financially indigent. He just started a new job. He's a telemarketer in which he's going to be paid $10 an hour. He's 60 years old. Right now, he doesn't even pay rent. Friends allowing him to stay at his place rent-free. But there's nobody that can post any sort of monetary bond. So I'd ask you to take his financial resource into account in determining reasonable release conditions.
Okay, count 1, $10,000 bond. Count 2, $1 bond. Count 3, $1 bond. Count 4, $1 bond. Count 5, $1 bond. Count 6, $1 bond. Count 7, I don't set a bond. Count 8, $1 bond. I am going to revoke his pretrial. On the MDMA, I'm going to set bond at $500 each count. Case number 18-1022, CF10A. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Mark Allen Truchon.
He's approaching, Judge. He's here at me.
Okay, Mr. Truchon, good afternoon. You have possession of cocaine, $1,000 bond. Count 2, drug paraphernalia possessed and or used. No bond required. Counts 3 and 4 are probation violations. You are going before your division judge, Judge Martin Fine, on 9/17, which I believe is this coming Monday at 8:45 a.m. Court does find probable cause. Court's going to set bond at $9.99 on count 1. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Next one is Gerald Perry.
He bonded, Judge.
Thank you. Willie Samuels, please.
Mr. Samuels, come on up, please.
Okay, Mr. Samuels, you have grand theft between $300 and $5,000. Bond set at $1,000. Count 2 is bike regulation violation. There's a no bond hold. Is your mailing address 518 Northwest 7th Terrace, Fort Lauderdale?
Yes.
All right, what say you, defense?
Judge, he's not going to be able to afford to post that monetary bond.
What's his
He's
prior
59.
state? While she's looking, there's no return to the Home Depot
Yes, Judge.
at 1000 Northeast 4th Avenue, Fort Lauderdale. Sir, if you go back there, you'll be arrested. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you very much. State?
2018, driving while license suspended. 2017, failed to register vehicle. 2017, petty theft.
I'm going to ROR him. Thank you. Good luck to you, sir. Show up for your court date. Sir, you understand? Show up for your court date.
You understand? Yes, ma'am.
You know how to look for your court date if you don't get it? You don't, do you?
Oh, I understand.
Well, I want you to understand because I don't want you to have a warrant out for your arrest. So
Okay.
this is what you do. If you don't get it at that address I just read you, Then you can go to the public library. If you don't have internet, you can go to browardclerk.org. You can also call the public defender's office and ask them. Or you can always come to any of the 4 courthouses.
Okay.
Okay?
All right,
But keep up with
yes,
your
ma'am.
court date, because you're not going to be ROR'd next time. Thank you. Good luck to you.
Good luck.
Frandy DeLice.
Mr. Delice is here present, Judge at Maine, and he's declined to serve as a public defender.
Okay, Mr. DeLice, you understand, you don't have a private attorney, do you?
No, not right now.
All right, that's fine. I just have to make sure that you're aware of your constitutional right, that you have a right to be represented by an attorney. And if you want, for purposes of today, we can appoint the public defender. However, if you want to represent yourself today too, you can. So what would you like to do, sir?
I'm playing no contempt.
We're not resolving your case today. So you want to fill out an
I got
application for the public defender?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Romero, you're on.
Judge, I spoke to Mr. Delice's,
Well, let me at least tell him what he's being charged with. You have grand theft between $300 and $5,000, $1,000 bond. You have trespassing 2 and 3, occupied structure or conveyance. There's no bond required. And count 4 is obstruct a criminal investigation, false information to a law enforcement officer, missing person. $100 bond. Your total bond's $1,100. Court is going to order no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim in the case with the initials RJC. That means no contact in person, calling, texting, writing, nothing on social media, and no passing messages whether you're in jail or not. It includes it as well through third parties. Do you understand? Court's also going to order no return, sir, to the Seminole Hard Rock and Hotel and Casino. If you go back there, sir, you'll be arrested. Okay? All right, what say you, Mr. Romero?
Judge, he advised me that his family was going to be posting his bond.
Did you spoke to them, sir?
I didn't have a chance yet. I'm about to do that when I'm leaving there.
All right, so why don't we take his number and someone call and make sure that they can post his bond. I'll ROR him on count 4, 1,000 on 1, 1012 Northwest 14th Court, Fort Lauderdale, right?
Yes.
All right, $1,000 bond. Want to take his number, somebody? You'll take it? Mr. Farberic will call up, he said.
Go ahead and say your phone number. Your
And the
family.
name.
It's 954 7.
What's his priors? Does he have anything of significance?
Nothing of significance.
All right, I'm going to ROR him. Thank you. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Sir, make sure you make sure you show up for your court date. Did you hear me just tell the other gentleman how to show up? I mean, how to be notified of your court date if you don't get it in the mail?
Okay.
He's a little bit unsure, Mr. Romero, and I want to make sure he doesn't get a warrant for his arrest. So this is what you can do. You can call the public defender. You can go to any courthouse. You can go online to a public library if you don't have internet. www.browardclerk.org. You understand?
Yes, I'm trying to find out the number. I don't
It
call that
doesn't
number.
matter. I'm releasing you. No bond required, okay? See ya.
Okay.
Thank you. Tabaris Arline.
It's a perfect, Judge.
Mr. Arline, good morning, good afternoon, sir. Grand theft auto, $1,000 bond. Resisting an officer, obstructing without violence, no bond required. Operating without a valid DL, no bond required. Count 4 is a capious misdemeanor, $1,000 bond. Court does find probable cause. Does he want to resolve his operating without a valid license? That's a $1,000 bond. I'm not telling him to resolve it because he can't afford the bond. Total bond is $2,000. Court does find probable cause on all counts. Thank you.
No, he's not interested in resolving count 4, Judge.
Okay.
In reference to count 1, Judge, I understand what the PC affidavit says, but in speaking Mr. Arlene, he was in the vehicle with the actual owner of the vehicle that reported it stolen. That actual owner then went ahead and basically sold the vehicle to Mr. Arlene. He says he had the title of the vehicle with his name on it. He was trying to inform the officer that that the vehicle belonged to him, and the actual person that reported the vehicle stolen was there inside the vehicle with him. The officer did not want to listen to his story, and as you could see, he was arrested. He's here before us. Now, I know there's other things mentioned in the PC affidavit, but we're asking for an ROR on count 1 considering the facts, Judge, and I'm going to be asking on count 4. He didn't know of the court date that he missed. He says he never received notice, so he's telling me he never intentionally missed court. And would Your Honor consider an ROR on that count as well?
No.
Judge, he has 3 total open cases. He was arrested for grand theft motor vehicle in April of this year.
He's also a Florida career offender. Let me ask you this. What's your address, sir?
410 Northeast 41st Street,
What town?
Pompano Beach, Florida, 33064.
All right, I'm going to ROR him on the Capias. I'm going to change his address. They had Deerfield Beach. I don't know why. I'm going to change it, have it changed in 1835403 TC 20A 35403. It's in front of Judge Hurley. You got to show up next time, sir. If not, I'll issue a higher bond for you. And on count 1, I'm doing $1,000 bond. Thank you. Carol Cange.
Bonded, Judge.
Thank you.
Mr. February, come on up. Mr. February.
Ralton, February.
He's approaching, Judge. He's here, me.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. February, you have count 1, possession of cannabis, 20 grams or less, $100 bond. Count 2 is possession of methamphetamine, $1,000 bond. Count 3 is possession of morphine, $1,000 bond. Count 4 is obstruct or resist an officer without violence, $100 bond. Excuse me, court does find probable cause. Total bond is $2,200. Says you're at large and you don't have a mailing address.
That is correct, Judge. He's homeless and he has no mailing address, Judge. But he is working. He works at a laundromat in Fort Lauderdale.
Which one?
It's on 26th Street in 441.
What's the name of it?
I can't remember the exact name of it, but I can have everything verified for you, Mom.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
He's 45 years old, Judge, and he can't afford the $2,200 bond. So on these drugs, Judge, I'm going to be asking Your Honor to consider releasing him on standard pretrial.
Okay, state anything?
Judge, Mr. February happened to be assigned to me in the division. I had placed him on probation. He violated his probation. I don't think that he's a candidate for community supervision. I don't think that he'll make pretrial. That case has since been closed. He was released from the jail in May.
What other priors does he have?
That case was possession of PVP. He has another possession of cocaine, possession of drug paraphernalia, possession of cocaine, burglary structure unoccupied. Those are all from between 2016 and 2017. I don't really see much before then.
All right, I'm going to leave 1,000 on 3, 1, 2, and 4. I'm going to ROR.
Yes,
Thank you, sir. Nicholas Lewis, we got to call Mr. Riras.
Should I actually call?
Yes?
I actually called the wrong Riras. It's a father and son. I called the son by accident.
Yeah, you have the senior.
Yeah. The son indicated that his dad would not be able to make it to court. He had stepped out of his office briefly. I did leave a message. The son said that he would relay the message as well. What I would ask the court is to set.
What is senior's number? Do you know? Is it the same as junior? Do they work together or are they separate?
They do, but they don't have access to each other's schedule, is what he said. The number that I got for Riras, make sure this is the right one.
Okay, let's get Nicholas Lewis up. Where is he?
He's here at Maine. Right now we're trying to bring him.
Judge, the assigned prosecutor did want to be here for the magistrate court if it was anything other than resetting it for Mr. Riras.
Well, are they going to be? Let's see if we can get Mr. Riras, and then you can have the prosecutor come.
Thank you.
I don't have a problem. I never have a problem with that.
The number that I wrote down, Judge, and I don't know if this is.
Let me look this up. Hold on, it's just easier. It's RERES.
Yes. Oh, here it is. I did write it down. His.
Right.
The number to senior, I do have it. It's 954.
The 870.
870, yeah, 7403.
Boy, the senior looks young. In the picture, at least.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, he looks good.
Afternoon, law office.
Yes, hi. George Riras, Senior, please. Judge Molliker calling from Magistrate Court.
Yes, Judge. George Reyes here. How are you?
Good. Are you representing a person by the name of Nicholas Lewis?
Well, I represent him as a special public defender on a first-degree murder case and a violation of probation. I've been on those two matters for a couple of years, so I have great familiarity with him, and I'd be very happy to represent him on whatever these new charges are, although I'm not sure what they are yet. But I would have to be appointed as the special public defender, probably for judicial economy, to keep one attorney handling all his pending matters.
Well, I have add charges, counts 4 and 5, home invasion with the firearm, other deadly weapon, and criminal attempt to solicit, conspire, and life felony. By the way,
Okay.
you're on speakerphone, you're being recorded, but he's not here because we had him this morning, and they'd
I
have to go get
understand.
him. So,
He called me and told me about it. Add charges to the indictment?
add charges, he has, one's a
With
home
the-
invasion, yep.
With first-degree murder, generally by indictment, they can't add charges. They have to go
No,
back to
this
the grand.
is, hold on, let me go, this is a lot of pages.
Sure, I understand.
Nope, this is just a separate PC. They're saying that this
Right.
happened on December 6, 2017. So let me ask you this.
Yes.
I don't know what's the normal course with if he's represented on a charge and there's add charges.
Right.
Is this a separate case number, State?
I'm not seeing it.
The
Odyssey
prosecutor
is a
wants to
separate
be
case
here
number.
for the case. So why don't we do this? Can you come over? Maybe we can resolve it. We can do it today or tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon because it doesn't sound like he's going anywhere.
No, not at all. It's definitely not. My preference would be, could we do it first thing in the morning?
Sure.
I understand you start at 8:30. If I get there at 8:30, 8:45, can we knock it out before I go to other courtrooms around 9:15?
Sure, you'll have to remind me and fight the other attorneys, but.
I will definitely do that, Your Honor, and I really appreciate your call.
Okay, you're welcome.
See you tomorrow morning.
All
Thank
right,
you.
so if your client calls you, make sure you tell him.
I will. Yeah, I just spoke to him by phone a little bit before he learned all this, and of course he had a million questions which I couldn't answer, but hopefully I'll have some answers
All
by
right,
tomorrow.
you can get the paperwork from the public defender. They'll leave it on their desk if you want to come early.
Thank you. I'll do that. I already left a message for Mr. Farbarek, hoping he'll get with me today, but if not, I'll get it first thing.
He's right
Thank
here.
you.
He's listening to you.
Okay.
He'll leave it on the desk
hold
right
it.
there, okay? He'll leave it on his public defender desk.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Appreciate it.
All right, so can you call the special prosecutor and tell her?
I already told her, Judge. She said she could be here tomorrow morning.
Perfect. Yes, and that was the senior. Becky, if you could give this to, one copy to the state and one copy to defense. That's Eric. Tell him to enjoy his vacation. Okay. Let's start with the misdemeanors. Let's see, Rodney Howard. Hello, Mr. Howard.
Main judge?
All right, we're here on a second look. It has NA, bond not applicable. What's happening here? Does anybody have any idea what's going on? Why this gentleman's still in jail?
It looks like he's been in for 10 days. It's a basically a being in public. I'm assuming he's there because he can't afford bond.
There is no bond attached to it. Do you know why he's being held?
I see that Mr. McLawrence is actually on this case, so it may be a city. It is a city case.
All right, let's get Mr. McLawrence here.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, you're on speaker.
Hey, Judge, how are you?
Good. So, are you coming here today or are you done?
I didn't see that I had any cases, Judge.
We have Rodney Howard. He has public
Rodney Howard.
indecency.
Oh, yes. He had wanted to resolve his case the last time we were here, but I forget what the.
I tell you what it is. He claims he's delusional. We did a GPS level 2.
Right. And he has, I know he has some other cases that's holding him.
Well, the only thing that's holding him is the GPS level 2. So you were supposed to look into something. I know he's in Judge Wren's MT division.
So Judge, if I am about 10 minutes away from the courthouse, unless he's the last person there, is it possible?
No, we'll wait for you. Thank you. Take your time.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Don't rush. Bye. Have a seat, sir. We'll be with you in a little bit. Next one is Carolyn Norgate.
No problem, Your Honor.
I
I can't hear you.
Based on my conversation.
Can you talk in the mic? I'm sorry. It's so loud here.
Based on my conversations with her this morning, I think that she should probably go and see Judge Lerner Wren.
But the problem is Judge Wren won't take the battery without the victim consent. Is there any way you can call the victim in this case?
I can try.
All right, let's reset. Have a seat, ma'am. We'll call you in a minute.
Your Honor, can I say something on my
Ma'am,
behalf?
don't say anything
Hold
about
on
the
one
facts of
moment.
the case, please.
It says on the PC, transferred to mental health.
Oh, my
It was
gosh.
transferred here. I don't know what happened. September 7th.
Just get the tapes from Publix, the inside and outside.
Ma'am, please don't talk about the facts, okay? Just hang tight a second.
They tampered with the evidence. There's no circumstantial evidence.
Ma'am, this is your attorney. Please don't talk, okay? Just hold on 1 second. We're trying to figure it out.
Then why haven't I met with you?
It already says transferred into Division MI per Odyssey. She doesn't have a hearing. She doesn't have a hearing date till.
In a way to go pre-trial release.
All right, have a seat, ma'am. We'll be back to you in a moment, okay?
Yes.
Okay. Stephen Orton.
Conti. Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon. Okay, we're here on a motion for ROR. See if the state filed formal charges.
It's been filed, Your Honor.
What's his bond? What happened with count 3? It says tamper with or fabricate. Yeah, it has possession of meth and tamper with or fabricate. The tamper with is Monroe County?
No, ma'am, that's the violation of probation hold.
from Monroe.
Yes, ma'am. And Your Honor, is there any way today, after this proceeding, that you could put a transport order in if you do not RR me?
You're gonna have to ask your division judge that. We don't do that in magistrate court.
Yes, ma'am.
What's his priors?
I'm guessing they're out of county, Judge Anita. It's going to take a couple minutes to load.
Okay, no problem. Take your time.
And also, Your Honor, a big concern of mine was the reason I have not.
Hold on. We have your
Yes,
attorney
ma'am.
here, Mr. Farbaric. So why don't you go to the left and speak to him quickly while the state's looking this up.
Delivery of meth, possession of cannabis, 2015. Resisting without violence.
So besides, what's the VOP?
That's the out of county. I'm pulling that.
That's the 2015? Why don't you go to the left,
No, ma'am,
sir, and
that's
speak to your attorney?
2013.
Judge, I spoke to him earlier.
Oh, okay.
He has a VOP out of Monroe County. These two, apparently these two charges are holding him. His attorney filed the 30-day motion, which now the state's saying is filed at this point. So even if we ROR you, sir, there's no guarantee that Key West is going to come to get you. They could wait until these charges are over. So even if you're ROR'd, the issue always is that if we were to do that, technically you're out of custody, and they don't have to give you credit time served. It's in the discretion of the court.
No, yes, sir, I understand that.
Okay.
If at all possible, I'd rather take my chance with Key West coming to get me.
Sure.
If they so choose to.
I don't see.
So
And that's the whole reason not being able to bond out was because the bondsmen want the entire bond due to the fact that if I go down to Key West and it takes any amount of time, that I'll miss a court date.
Right. So
And
Judge,
I do not have $1,000.
what he would be asking, Judge, since the case has been filed at this point.
So what can you afford in a cash bond?
I can't really afford anything, ma'am. I do have a job. I work for Grandmaster Pianos. I do have a residence that I'm renting to own, and after November 1st, it's going to go into default. So that's the predicament that I am in, ma'am.
He was released from prison in April of this year.
And you have a rent to own already?
Yes, ma'am. It's just like a little one-bedroom condo. And also, I'm sure you see the paperwork. You know, Judge Cohen found no probable cause for the tamper with evidence. And I'm kind of surprised I'm still being held on the possession.
It was possession of the amphetamine and
I should have
tampering.
trusted my judgment. Let me look this up myself. Hold on.
They declined the tampering and filed a possession.
That's where the possession is.
Yeah.
Monroe County. But I don't see it in TCIS.
There's no probable cause sheet here.
And Your Honor, I know this really isn't the time or place, but you know, with the no probable cause, that's the charge that got me in handcuffs to be arrested and be searched. Thereon, you know.
Sir, don't talk about the facts right now. Everything's being recorded. That's why.
Yes, sir. That's why I stopped.
Can I ask you a question, Ivy? When I'm looking on sheriff.org, it has the possession of meth, $1,000 bond. Count 2 is no probable cause with the tamper with or fabricate evidence. But then it has probation violation for possession of methamphetamine, and it has Holder 1, Monroe County hold. But that's on the possession of methamphetamine.
That's on count 3, yeah.
Okay. So the tamper with or fabricate physical evidence, do we leave that on here or no?
That was the local charge that you found OPC for.
That charge was no information by your office, so it's gone.
So I'm going to cross it out. Okay, I'm going to set a $100 bond. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. But I am setting bond at $100 on the possession of methamphetamine. Marvin Clervin.
Marcus Clervin is here present, Judge. I may.
Marcus.
How you doing, Mr. Clervin?
This was a second one that we got.
This was a 30-day motion that I filed.
That's your early representation unit attorney, Mr. Farber. Fine attorney.
They filed the robbery case, but they declined wearing a mask.
Okay, so it's robbery with the firearm and wear a mask. What happened?
They declined wearing the mask, Your Honor.
What's his bond on one? So no info on wearing the mask or just put declined?
BSO Pick says the count 1 is being a $50,000 bond, but he's being held no bond on a violation of probation.
Is the $50,000 is the VOP? It has nothing to do with the robbery, obviously, right?
Correct, Judge.
All right, so I'll put 50,000 here. State filed formal charges. Okay. Sean Green.
Mr. Sean Green, come on up, please. He's approaching, Judge.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon. Says KPS on mine.
He has a violation of pretrial warrant.
And he already had a second look.
Didn't he?
Yeah, look on honest. I don't know why it's here. It's not the 30.
This is it.
Is that why he's here?
All right, on the petty theft and resisting, was granted. The defendant is ROR'd and placed on level 2 with GPS. And then there's an affidavit for failure to appear. Possession of cannabis and a bunch of other stuff, paraphernalia.
Since September 11th.
That was September 4th by Judge Duffy. So why are we here today on this? It was what?
Everything was addressed today. He wants his decision. He was there already.
He has everything. He's on an Elmo.
And he's awaiting program, so he's got to wait for his program.
Let's delete it as being moot. You're waiting to go to first step sober. Judge Duffy took care of it today. She put him on an Elmo, released to first step sober. He's awaiting a program. But I see Capias here. Why does it say Capias? Does he have anything else outstanding? I don't want him to wait. Do you know why it says Capias? And has all the stars there?
I don't have the file in front of me because it's with the division judge. But looking at our GMSR system, I don't see a case here. I see that he has
Yep, Judge Duffy, pretrial Elmo. Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
You do? Remove the capias? Sure. I'm going to sign an order withdrawing the capias on Sean Green for the petty theft, 2nd degree, resisting an officer obstructing on 18-10635 CF10A. And this, what do you want me to do with this?
You said delete.
So we'll delete. Thank you. Destiny Barnes.
Judge.
Hello.
Hi.
Give me a moment, ma'am. I'm looking up everybody's case today.
Hopefully they'll throw, I'm hoping that Mac practice plays.
She has $100 bond.
Right, Judge.
Jail for 7 days.
Yes.
For $100.
I did speak to her, Judge. She did indicate that she's unable to post the $100 bond, that there's just no way she's going to be able to get out. We would be asking the court to consider lowering her at this point.
What happened with someone posting your bond, ma'am?
It didn't work out. He didn't want to do it. I don't know why.
All right, that's okay. You don't have to get into it. Here's the thing. If I let you out and you don't appear, you're just going to keep getting arrested, and then you're going to be on a bond, and then you're going to be back here again.
I will appear, I promise. On my life, I promise I will appear in court.
You don't have to promise on your life. You're the one that's going to be hurt, not me.
Yes, ma'am.
So you really have to make a promise to yourself. But let me ask you a question. Do you have a place to live?
I'm going to go to the homeless shelter.
Well, if you want, there's a place that everybody's been going to. It's called the Centralized Receiving Center. It's totally voluntary. They can really help you find a place to live. It's at Henderson. And you go there, you can take a shower, they'll help you, they'll clean your clothes, or you'll clean your clothes. And they have clothes for you if you need them. They really have a lot of services that they can offer you if you'd
And
like
what
to
is
go
this
there.
place called?
It's a
What is it
centralized
called?
receiving center. They pick you up from the main jail. So is that something you'd be interested in? If you don't want to go, that's fine. I'm
I
just
want to go
offering.
by myself. I'd like to go by myself to go there.
Why wouldn't you want them to take you there just out of curiosity?
Because I wanna get out to do it myself.
What's her prior history? Does she have any failures to appear?
Judge, on her last case, she was given pretrial release. She also received a warrant for the violation of pretrial. I think she was given some sort of facility, a drug rehab facility, and she absconded from the facility. And she was just released from the jail July 11, 2018 for her last case.
Did she show up? If she showed up after that, if she didn't, then
the warrant was issued May 25th and it was served May 29th.
and did she show, that's not this case, this is another case from this one, right?
Yes, it's the case she had before this one, Judge, and I don't think she was released from custody after that. No, I don't think she wasn't released from custody until she closed her case.
Does she have a court date coming up?
No, Judge, that case was closed. It was resolved.
I'm talking about this case. Has this case been filed?
No, Judge.
She's not going to show up, so.
I am going to show up.
I would go back to the fact that she's been in custody for 8 days now. She certainly has gotten a good taste of what jail is like being here for 8 days. You know, if she doesn't show up, she knows what the ramifications are. She knows what she's facing. So, you know, if she chooses not to do that,
she doesn't want, it is voluntary, and I don't want her to waste everybody's time, but she wants to go to the centralized receiving center on her own. I mean, how serious can you be?
Right. I can tell the court that she was looking at other options too for maybe more permanent housing and that.
They help you find permanent housing
right,
there.
Right. So I would just ask that she be ROR'd. Like I say, she understands what her consequences are if she doesn't show up.
I'm not going to ROR her. I'm going to put her on standard pretrial supervision, and if she screws it up, then she's going to be back here on a no bond hold. So. Do you understand? You got to report within 24 hours of your release to pretrial,
Yes,
and if you don't, what do you think's going to happen?
Get arrested.
And then you have 8 days in, then you're going to have probably another 8, 30, 40 days in. So show up to court. Just deal with your case, okay? Do you have an address I can use?
No. But I know how to look for the court date. I heard you tell everybody www.clerkofcourts.com.
It's actually browardclerk.org.
Oh, okay.
But you can go to browardclerk.org. You can also call the public defender's office. Do you have any address at all that you can use? Any family member or anything?
Not right now. But I can give the pretrial officer.
Well, you can check with them. They'll tell you when your court date is. All right, good luck. Deputy, can you give this lady a map, please? I know. So?
Am I being released today?
You are, but you have to report to pretrial. And if you don't show up, next time I'm leaving a bond in place. Or the judge you have will have a no bond hold. So, good luck.
Make sure you report in there
Yes.
first thing tomorrow, okay?
Hold on. Oh. I can't hear you. Which page is that? Misdemeanor? Hold on. Was she before Judge Wren?
Yes.
When?
And today, and she's gonna be here.
She went before Judge Wren today, not yesterday.
Yesterday, we received paperwork from her.
Was she before Judge Wren today or yesterday is what I'm asking?
It was yesterday.
Okay.
We received paperwork today for of a correction.
Okay. All right, so then Carolyn Norgate. Okay, Miss Norgate.
North Park.
Okay, you went and saw Judge Lerner Wren yesterday, ma'am. So we're going to delete you from this docket today. And in accordance with Judge Wren's orders, you're going to be sent to the hospital. So, Mr. Forberic, would you like to talk to your client?
I actually spoke with her already, so.
Oh, so you found out?
No, I really haven't spoken to anybody. I just don't see how this
All
has
right,
got out of
ma'am.
hand.
Do me a favor, go to the left, speak to Mr. Forberic again. He'll call right now. Just tell her briefly again, please, for me. Sure. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. What are we doing with Rodney Howard is Mr. McLawrence. He's not here. Jeremy Watts.
Your Honor, excuse me.
Yes, hi.
North Park, how you doing? He is done speaking to her. Is she going to go back, or do you want to speak to
No,
her again?
we're finished.
Yes, ma'am. That's what I need to know. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Okay.
Judge is here at Maine.
Give me a second, Mr. Romero. We finished all the regular ones. Jeremy Watts.
Yes, Judge.
Hello, Mr. Watts.
How you doing?
Good. You have possession of fentanyl, $1,000 bond, second look.
Yes.
I'm waiting for your attorney, Mr. Romero, to say something.
Oh, Judge, he's been here since September 6th on a $1,000 bond. It's not filed, Judge, and it's not going to be filed for a while. He did advise me that he has a place to stay. He's working at a store called Latino Food Store where he stacks food, and he believes that they're still holding that job for him. So he's going to ask you on this case, would you consider an ROR on his behalf?
What's his prior history?
2018 possession of substituted cathinones, 2018 no valid, 2017. It looks like it was charged as drug possessions, but it's broken down to paraphernalias. 2015 aggravated assault. 2015 possession of PVP. 2014 ag assault deadly weapon. 2011 possession of cannabis misdemeanor. 2008 delivery of cocaine. And Judge, the aggravated assault deadly weapon was no infoed. As was both of them were no info.
So what was the one before this one, and what was the charge? What was the year? 2000 what?
It's open, Judge. The incident dates July 9, 2018. Is possession of substituted cathinones.
Did he bond out, or?
He bonded out a $1,000 bond. Bonded out the same day.
All right, I'll put him on standard pretrial supervision, but if he screws it up, it's up to him.
Understood, Judge.
You have to report within 24 hours of your release. I hope you don't mess it up, sir.
I'm not going to mess
Because
it
you're
up,
going to
ma'am.
be here on a no bond hold.
Okay.
Come on over, Mr. McLawrence. Mr. McLawrence.
All right. And Judge, just to give you some further information, I think someone put on some other, no, you're done, sir. Some other gentleman, Joaquin Sierra, at the last minute again, which kind of caused confusion, but he's here and he's going to require a Spanish interpreter.
All right.
I just wanted to let you know so a Spanish interpreter can be called.
I got to get that number. You don't have it, do you? Oh, 7290. Which
Court interpreters.
Hi, it's Judge Malika. We need an interpreter of magistrates.
A Spanish?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Miss Stegmore. Okay, I forgot which one you're here on, Mr. McLaurin.
It's Rodney Howard, Judge.
That's right.
And just so the court is aware, Judge, he does have 2 felonies, and those cases are also holding him. It looks like it's the court issued a pretrial GPS on all 3 of his cases.
Can you hear your attorney?
Can you hear him?
Yes, I do not understand any of the cases that are holding me. Anything that's holding me except for this, ma'am.
It looks like there are 2 felony petty thefts.
Those cases are resolved.
Your last name is Howard, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I have petty theft, 2nd degree, pretrial Elmo. I have petty theft, 2nd degree. He has violation of pretrial release. So what's going on with that?
When he came before the court released him again on pretrial release with the Elmo this time.
So what about this? Okay, so this isn't holding him. It's the, what's going on, Miss Patrice? You tell me.
Right. He has no address, Judge.
Well, you're his attorney. So I don't know what would be appropriate for him.
Well, I'm his attorney on one of the 3 cases, Judge. The PD's office represented him on the felony cases. As far as my case is concerned, we've had Mr. Howard before Judge Wren, and he didn't participate in the services of mental health court. So I would ask the court to release him on his own recognizance in my case, in my MO case.
I'm not going to do that. He's got to find a place.
Okay.
So I don't know what the alternatives are. Go ahead.
And as far as the state offenses, I think we were here same position as last time, and so I'm going to share Mr. McLaurin's request, an ROR pretrial release, Judge.
And just so the court is aware, the municipal ordinance case is still unfiled.
I have concerns here. I mean, it could be on file, but did you read the probable cause?
The public urination case, Judge, the MO case? Yes.
I mean, he pees during business hours right on the front, urinates, I should say,
Judge, he
right
doesn't.
on the front door, and he won't move his bike. There's witnesses there. I don't want to, add fuel to the fire here. This is what I'm going to do. Try to see if you can find him a place to live. I'm not going to move my requirement. So, if you find him a place, maybe you can find him some housing somewhere, something that's appropriate. I'll do standard pretrial supervision, but he's got to have something somewhere.
Okay. That's fine. We'll work on it, Judge. But, and I'll also contact the city to see what they want to do about this matter.
Give me 1 second.
It's the same.
Pardon?
The same officer arrested him all 3 times. I think the second petty theft is at the same Winn-Dixie as the municipal ordinance case.
But I'm not going to do it. He said he was delusional. He made it very clear to me, so. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Let me know. I can always reset it. What? What?
Judge Garcia.
Deny without prejudice. Yes?
I'm sorry, Judge Garcia Wood is out until September 24th.
I'm
I
going
thought I
to,
heard the
well,
clerk.
this is the MO case. I'm going to deny without prejudice. Okay. Robert Reynolds. You called Jeremy Watts, right? Robert Reynolds. Is that what
Judge,
you?
I think from our notes it says medical loan.
For $1,000 bond? Anybody tell me? Loan. Can we confirm? Medical loan? Just delete. Tell you what, reset this in a week. For Robert Reynolds, reset 1 week. Norris Collins?
To Your Honor.
What? What, Ms. Patrice? Why? Oh, Thursday then. We're closed, thank you. Or I'm not here. Which one you here on? All right, okay. Come on, step up, don't worry about it. State your first and last name and your relationship to Mr. Collins.
Marcel Walton, that's my brother.
Okay, and your last name you spell?
Walton, W-A-L-T-O-N.
Okay, can you pull the mic a little closer? Thanks.
W-A-L-T-O-N.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Collins, you are here on grand theft auto, $1,000 bond. Second look. What happened to counts 1 and 2? Let me pull this up.
She said, what happened to counts?
We have your attorney here, so don't say anything.
I only see one count.
All right, this was pretrial release pending verification. Judge Benson, $1,000 bond. This is only for grand theft auto. What happened to the other 2 charges? Anybody going to answer me?
On the probable cause affidavit, I only see one count of grand theft auto.
Okay, on this sheet given by the clerk's office, it says burglary, unoccupied structure, grand theft auto, and grand theft auto.
Is this on Collins?
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. My bad, it's Kevin Beckton. It's the one below it, I mean. All right, so we have a grand theft auto, 1 count, $1,000 bond. Does he have a place to live?
It's a little complicated. I mean, he does have a residence in Tallahassee, Florida. I don't know if you can see where he was actually diagnosed with schizophrenia and bipolarness. My mother and my father's been seeking help for him. I mean, they've been having trouble getting help. So I don't know if there's something that the courts can help us with or...
Well, in magistrate court, unfortunately, I'm not equipped to deal with that.
Correct.
So, you know, that's something for his division judge, not for today. If there was an issue pending medically, I mean, we could have it looked at and addressed, you know, so to speak. But for purposes of today, it's not something that, you know, unless I see something going on, I'm not going to address it. Certainly, it does have a factor in his release conditions or bond. So what the court did is, and it wasn't me, it was the judge on the weekend. They said $1,000 bond, which means if you come up with $100, usually a bondsman will, you know, let him out and you give him $900 collateral. And the other thing is, if he doesn't have to pay the $1,000 bond, if his home address where he's going to live can be verified. It could be anywhere. It could be with you. It could be with himself. It could be, you know, with anybody.
Yeah, can I know you're talking about home address, but can I say this? When the whole situation happened.
Don't talk about the facts of your case. You have an attorney here. We're not here. Today's not your trial day. It's just your release conditions. That's all today is. Your charge could get dismissed later on, but that's for another day. So, what can we talk about where, Ms. Patrice, let me start with you. Did you verify any address, call anybody, speak to anybody?
The defendant was interviewed, at which time he told us he resided with Daisy, 129 Northwest 16th Avenue in Pompano Beach, 33069. And I see a note here where they were sending the field out. I have no update other than that.
Okay, and his brothers are shaking his head, or his brother.
This is uncle.
Okay. Hi.
Hi. That was the previous address.
Yeah. That was,
Okay, so let me ask you this. Does he have a place he can live?
He does. Like I said, it's in Tallahassee, but he hasn't been there, and so I don't know. My mother and father, they can speak a little more better on it because I live in Miami. I was just here because I found out.
Whose house is up in Tallahassee?
That's where my mother and father lives, and he actually has a apartment in Tallahassee that they were paying for prior to him coming down here, which we don't know when this occurred. So.
Allegedly occurred September 7th. What's his prior history?
Judge, is a 2011 petty theft that was sealed. Nothing other than some traffic infractions.
Jackie. Okay, do you have anything to say about his release, or because I'm inclined to release him and put him on standard pretrial supervision, which means he'd have to call in a certain amount of times a week, and then he would have to report after his court hearings. If he's going to reside up in Tallahassee, I wouldn't make him report once a month, but he would have to call.
As long as he understands this, I mean, because
well, if he doesn't, he's going to be here on a no bond hold.
Tell him what to do. So, as long as he understands it, I mean.
You can give him a copy of the police report. All right, sir. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. But here's the thing: you have to report to pretrial services within 24 hours of your release. If you don't, you're going to be back here on a no bond hold, and you'll get a free ride back to the Broward County Jail. I am going to allow you to live up in Tallahassee. Why are you making a face? Or turning your head? You don't want to live up there?
No.
Where do you want to live?
This is you know,
it's your life. I don't care if you want to live with the girlfriend or whoever. I mean, it's your life. So where do you want to live? Where are you going to go when you get out of jail?
Well, I think I can find somewhere else here. I used to stay here. You know, I would like to live here.
All right, then this is what I'm going to do. Here's the thing. You're going to have to keep in touch with pretrial services, and if you're going to live in the Tri-County area, Broward, Palm Beach, Dade, then I'm going to make you report to pretrial services once a month. You understand?
Understand.
All right, so standard pretrial supervision. I want you calling in 7 days a week. There's no excuse. You have no phone, nothing. If you have no phone, then walk to pretrial services and check in with them. You understand? Do you understand?
Understand.
Okay. And then I want you to report one time a month unless you move to Tallahassee, and you're going to have to prove you live there.
Can I get this written?
They're going to give it to you. Deputy Conti? Ma'am. Can Can you give him a map to pretrial services?
I sure can.
Okay. Can you give it to him in front of me so he can't say, I make everybody do it in front of me. Thank you.
Let's see.
It's usually under by the podium. They have them in English and Spanish there, I think. Just make sure it's not the last one. All right, so you're going to have to report within 24 hours of your release. They close at 5 o'clock, so you're not going to get out today, but you're going to get out sometime in the middle of the night, probably 12, 1 o'clock. And you're going to have to report within 24 hours of your release. Do you understand?
Understand.
So if you get out tonight, I'd be there tomorrow by 3 o'clock. You're going to call in every day. They're going to give you they're going to instruct you on all the terms and conditions, all right? You'll have it in writing, but just show up, otherwise you're going to be absconding. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you have anything you want to say to him? All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Good luck to you and your family. Kevin Beckton?
Yes, ma'am.
Where are you?
Me.
Oh, we have the Spanish interpreter here. Come on up.
Oh, have a seat, Mr. Benson.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear and or affirm to translate from English to Spanish, Spanish to English to the best of your ability? Okay. Who do we have for the Spanish interpreter? I forgot. I'm sorry.
Judge, I believe it's some gentleman called Joaquin Sierra.
I hear both two people talking at one time. So who is it?
All right, then I won't answer.
Then we'll sit here. What can I say? Mr. Romero, who is it?
Judge, it's Mr. Joaquin Sierra. He's coming up. He speaks Spanish. I believe.
I have it. Clarification for pretrial GPS.
Clarificación para libertad provisional con GPS.
Is he on the morning talk?
The defendant was placed on pretrial on September 9th.
I'll give it to you after this.
El imputado fue puesto bajo libertad provisional el 9 de septiembre.
With a bond and a GPS by Judge Benson.
Con una fianza y un monitor GPS por el juez Benson.
On the order, it says the defendant is not to return.
En la orden establece que el imputado no debe regresar
651 Kathy Lane.
al 651 Kathy Lane,
Because at the time, the victim was residing at the defendant's residence.
porque en ese entonces la víctima estaba residiendo en la residencia del imputado.
Pretrial has spoken with the victim.
La Oficina de Libertad Provisional ha hablado con la víctima.
She no longer resides there.
Ella ya no reside allí.
She's removed her belongings and has relocated to a different city.
Ella se ha llevado sus pertenencias y se ha mudado a otra ciudad.
He was placed back on the docket
Fue puesto nuevamente en el calendario judicial
to amend the order to say that he can return to his residence.
para corregir la orden judicial estableciendo que él puede regresar a su residencia.
We have verified that he does reside
Hemos verificado que él sí reside allí,
at 651 Kathy Lane,
651 Kathy Lane,
and the victim resides somewhere else, and we will not disclose that address at this time.
y la víctima reside en otro lugar y no vamos a dar público la residencia en este momento.
That's the order from the weekend, and this is the order that I just read.
So, Judge, the defense would have no objection as far as deleting the conviction, as far as no return to his home address.
Does he own it or rent it or?
I don't know, I just was told that that address has been verified to be his residence.
He rents, Judge.
Él alquila su señoría y simplemente se me dijo que él vive allí.
And we have a different verified address for where the victim is now residing.
Y
Okay, so
tenemos
you have,
verificado una dirección distinta de la víctima.
sorry, so you verified that he can live at this address?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Así que han
so
verificado
he's
que él puede
verified.
residir allí. Sí,
Yes,
señora. Sí, señora.
All right, I'm gonna delete the condition of the bond. Did he pay the bond?
Yes, ma'am, that's why we just needed to remain just like it is. All we need
Yo voy a
is to
anular
change
las
the bond.
condiciones de la fianza. ¿Él pagó la fianza? Sí, señor, sí. Simplemente hay que cambiar la orden en esa parte.
You need this bottom piece?
No, I do not, I just brought it for the court.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr.
You're welcome. Just...
Thank you.
Joaquin Sierra.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so the bond's been paid. Here you go.
Have a good afternoon, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Good luck.
Okay, so I have everybody off the felony docket done.
Off the felony docket, no, Mr. Kevin Beckton.
She said it's PT.
Well, I wrote what it says here, standard pretrial supervision.
One misdemeanor, one ML.
So Josh, did we do anything?
I'm just gonna write it like this. With my stamp, there you go.
Did we do anything with this one?
Yes, granted, defendant's allowed to reside. He wasn't allowed to return to the residence. The alleged victim moved out, so he can reside at his residence.
They actually know.
Okay, so they're gonna do an order.
You wanna do an order?
Yes, yeah.
On the bottom of this order, it says, I wrote it on here.
I know, but let's do a
Defendant
regular order for the file, Mr. Forbarek, if you don't mind, please. Unless you don't want to, it's your client. Okay, who do we have left?
Mr. Kevin Beckton, Judge, is here. He was on your felony second look docket, Judge. He's been held since September 7th on a burglary, a grand theft, and a grand theft auto. He has from what I can see, I believe he has a $2,000 bond. He cannot post that.
Yeah, that's the one that I mixed it up with Collins Norris, so. Okay, go ahead, I'm sorry.
He lives in Miami with his girlfriend. He's been residing there for about 1 month. He also just is working at a restaurant called Bahariva House. It's at Bayside. He's a dishwasher. And right now, from what he advised me, his girlfriend cannot afford to post his monetary bond, so we'd be asking you to consider releasing him on pretrial release, Judge. And he really wants to be out there. He has an infant 4-month-old child, and his girlfriend is kind of relying on him and his what he makes at the Bahariva restaurant to help support his household, Judge.
Is there any bond on one?
No, Judge.
So it's an ROR?
Yes, Judge.
So he has $2,000. He's been in jail since the 7th for 5 days. What's his prior history?
$2016 misdemeanor petty theft. 2015 burglary. No, that's not him. That's it, Judge. (2009) Palm Beach burglary of a structure.
It says pretrial release pending verification. He either bonds or does pretrial release. They can't verify an address for him? What's the problem?
Yeah, they called at 10:21 on a Monday.
Ms. Patrice, am I saying it right?
Right now, they're looking at their notes, sir, to make sure that they spoke with
I
you.
have from Judge Benson, $1,000 bond, $1,000 bond, PTR pending.
That's what I have in here as
So
well.
did his address get verified? Did anybody come speak to you?
No, but they called my girlfriend. They talked to her at 10:21 Monday and verified it.
Can you tell me, Miss Patrice?
I don't have any of that information. If he says it's verified, I don't see that in our notes.
She's gonna leave a message. I don't answer. So.
When did your girlfriend say that they verified?
On the address at 10:21 a.m. And then she been leaving messages on the. She been calling back, leaving messages on it. I guess they calling back with my jail number and everything.
When did you speak to your girlfriend to verify this information?
Monday.
So the last time you spoke with your girlfriend was Monday?
I talk to her every day. Every day she been saying.
All right, great. So when was the last time you talked to her?
Yesterday.
Okay, so it was yesterday.
Yesterday was the last time I talked to her. But Monday, she said they called her and at 10:21 they verified. And yesterday she left a message on the answering service or whatever to call her back.
Do you have any records showing calling anybody, Miss Patrice? Mr. Beckton.
Yes, ma'am.
What is your address where you're going to live?
1252 Northwest 35th Street.
Hold on,
Miami,
I'm writing
Florida.
it down. 1252.
Yes, ma'am. Northwest 35th Street, Miami, Florida.
Hold on, I'm writing it down. Okay.
Miami, Florida 33142.
Is that where you get your mail?
Yes. I don't know that address to get me on that.
Something wrong, Mr. Romero? No?
No, he said he had a second mailing address also. But I advise him if that's the proper mailing address, you just need one to provide one mailing address.
Yeah, I mean, does he want me to change it to another one? I can do another order. Okay. Yeah, you can't do two addresses, but I can change it if he wants. Okay, so it's 1252 Northwest 35th Street.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm going to ROR you, standard pretrial supervision, no verification required.
Thank you, Judge.
I don't know what happened. If someone wants to look into it, they can. But I don't know what happened. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Make sure, sir, hold on. You got to report within 24 hours.
Let me give you the map. You're going to have to...
Here's the thing. I can have you call in every day, and you don't have to report once a month. Or you can call in twice a week and report once a month. All you got to do is call in and leave a message.
Call in every day.
That's what I thought. Call in every day.
Yes, ma'am.
No reporting, but you do have to report the first time in person within 24 hours.
No, to tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Tomorrow.
And you have to get there before 12.
Yes, ma'am. I got to be to work at 5. I need to go. Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Sentinel, come on up. Hey. Yes, we have Mr. Fennel, and he was the gentleman that was here yesterday.
Good evening, Your Honor.
Hi.
You went ahead and reset it for today so we would get more information. My understanding, Judge, is I believe...
Hold on one moment.
No problem, Judge.
Okay, on this order, I added, and this is for Sierra Joaquin, per conversation with victim, that victim resides, per pretrial supervision's conversation with victim, that victim resides in another city and has removed all victim's personal belongings from Kathy Lane address. So this way, if she returns there, okay, perfect. All right, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No
Did I
problem,
give that
Judge.
to the
This
wrong
is
person?
Mr. Frederick Fenelon.
Okay.
I believe yesterday we found out that he's being held on a total of $7,500 bond with various charges. One charge that caught your eye, Judge, was he was being held $1,000 on a felony petty theft, in which you immediately went ahead and reduced it to $1. There was other matters, and the other matters we didn't have all the information, so we set to address those matters today when everyone had all the information. My understanding is, Judge, he's being held minus the $1,000 that you took away and put $1 bond. He's being held now on about a $6,500 bond. One of those counts is a burglary of a dwelling. I'm not asking Your Honor to take any action on that. What I'm asking that Your Honor to take action on is, I believe he has a grand theft, that he has a $500 bond, and he has a sell, manufacture, deliver, forge, or stolen DL or ID, which he has a $1,000 bond. What I was going to ask you to do, Judge, is to consider releasing him on pretrial release, so then that the only bond he has to come up with is the $5,000 bond, which is currently set on the burglary of a dwelling. He believes if you do that, his family will be able to post his monetary bond, and he'll be under supervision at the same time.
Mr. Romero, can you spell his last name for me?
Yes. F-E-N-E-L.
L-O-N?
Correct.
First
correct.
name? First name?
Frederick. F-R-E-D-R-I-C-K. Date of birth 12/23/93.
Okay, he has pretrial Elmo. So he has a $1,000 bond on the stolen ID.
Yes.
Burglary, unoccupied dwelling, unarmed. What do you want to do with that, you said?
Nothing. Just leave it alone. It's $5,000. He's going to contact his family to post his monetary bond.
All right, so you're asking me to change which one? Because I'm looking at all of them here.
On count number 2 and count number 6, because Your Honor addressed count number 7 yesterday.
Well, count number 7 still has $1,000, so.
Oh, that's the one you changed yesterday to $1, Judge. That was the felony petty theft.
Well, it's not changed
Actually,
in here.
Actually, no, it was a second-degree misdemeanor petty theft for $1,000, and that's what, when we were all taken back, and you said, okay, well, I'm changing that to $1 right now.
All right, do we know why that's not changed? Ivy?
Oh, Your Honor, I don't have this guy, Your Honor. Was he on the second row? I'm as lost
You what?
I'm as lost as everybody else. I don't know who he is. I don't know how he got on the second row. I don't have his phone.
This is the one that we set yesterday. I told you to bring the file today. Because we reset him from yesterday, right?
Correct.
I mean, the funny thing is, we can change it now. You don't need the file, but yesterday I remember changing the bond. The only thing is, in all fairness, I don't know if we said we'd do it today and address the rest tomorrow. But I thought I did sign an order changing it, but it doesn't matter. It's 531-801-061. It's Mr. Fenelon.
You did nothing yesterday, right?
Yeah, I changed the petty theft to $1. But it doesn't matter. We can do it now anyway. Because Judge Benson made the petty theft a $1,000 bond. Hey, I'm looking at, I'm obviously not looking at your system, but I have, how many bonds do you have? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And it's 7 charges?
Yes, Judge. 4 bonds.
Okay. You're saying he can afford how much bond?
Well, he's saying he was going to try and get his family to come up with the bond amount on count number 5, which is the $5,000.
Yeah.
We were going to ask for a phone order so then he can start contacting his friends and family so they can gather up the funds to post that sort of
I
bond.
thought you said he spoke to his family, or you did.
No, I didn't speak to him. I was going to ask for a phone order so then he could contact his family to come up with the bond money on count 5. Now, obviously, if Your Honor is inclined to take action on count 5, then obviously we were going to ask. But
I'm not taking action.
Right, and that's why I know the court's position. That's why I didn't even bother asking. That's why I was concentrating on counts 6 and 2.
Is this all one case, State?
I think it's 2 cases, Judge. That's all.
I think it is 2 cases. Yeah. I think that it's 18-010-830 and
18.
010
Uh-huh.
830.
And what's the other one?
18-010-991. CF10A.
I set the $1,000 bond with all the GPSs. He had $3,000, and I changed it to $1,000 because all right, this is what I'm willing to do. I'm willing to, the burglary of a dwelling, I'm not touching that bond. On the petty theft, I'll change it to $1 or I'll ROR him. And the other one, I'm going to leave. So it's $6,000 total.
So, okay. So, my understanding, Judge, is on the $5,000 you're leaving, which is $5,000. The petty theft you're changing to $1, the grand theft you're changing to an ROR, but you're leaving the sell, manufacture, deliver to 1,000, so it's going to be a
Yeah, I
total
forgot about the
$6,000
grand
bond.
theft, yes. The grand theft and ROR.
So it's
I can
6,000.
do the petty theft in ROR. I just was doing $1 because.
Yeah, then we would ask Your Honor to do an ROR.
That's
And
fine.
we would ask you to sign a phone order, Judge.
Sure,
Thank you, Judge.
no problem. So 6,000 total.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Okay. Good luck, sir.
Did you, hold on. Who's gonna verify his address?
Oh, my brother, my little brother.
You don't know his number?
No, I need a court order to get in contact with my phone that's in property.
Okay, hopefully. What's your address where you're gonna live?
4109 Northwest 78 Way, Coral Springs, Florida.
Okay, because you gotta pay the bonds before they'll verify.
Yes, I will.
Okay, if there's a problem, Mr. Romero, put it on your to-do list. Bring it back on Friday.
Thank
Okay?
you, Your Honor.
The bottom two.
This is Mr. Thomas Baldwin, Judge. This is a gentleman that was reset from yesterday. He was on the 30-day ROR docket. At that time, we found out that the case was filed. Originally came in, I believe, with 5 counts. Only 2 counts filed. And then we were asking Your Honor to, I believe, consider releasing him on pretrial release. And so what I believe Your Honor did was reset it today to actually place him on the second look docket, so Your Honor could see what Your Honor would be inclined to do on his
I
case.
thought we put it on because we wanted to tell him, and I could be wrong. There's so many cases yesterday. Just, we wanted him to at least let him know that his ROR was being denied and what he was being charged with. But
No, we found out yesterday
let me
what he was
just,
being charged with.
huh? Let me
We
just
found
at
out
least look
yesterday
it up.
that-
Give me the case number. Let's start from there. Say that again, Ms. Patrice?
I recall he had 2 of the same charges. One was saying $5,000 bond, the other was $1,000 bond. That's why the court placed him back on the docket. So we could clarify what the bond amount was. One having
All right, so what's the case number?
189688 CF10A.
Okay, it's a second-degree felony. Thomas Jabaris Baldwin.
Yes.
Notice of hearing, motion for release from custody by Austin Sanders. Let's see. So we have $100 bond, 5,100 ROR, no possession of any firearms, ammunition, or weapons. Reached in his pocket, pulled out a firearm. All right, so he has possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, resisting without. He has a $5,000 bond.
Judge, okay, he has a $5,000 bond, and I believe from what you just read, he had a $100 bond on the resisting without. I know initially.
That's a ROR.
Okay, that's fine. So I was going to ask you, Judge, if you would consider releasing him on pretrial release. Now I know the allegations and may cause the court some concern. So if Your Honor's not inclined to stand a pretrial, we're even open right now. He's not working, so he has really no place to go. So we'd be okay if Your Honor would consider a higher form of supervision, a level 2. He lives with his sister in Lauderdale Lakes. His sister does housekeeping for a living, so she's not going to be able to afford the $5,000 bond.
How old is he?
24 years old, Judge.
24.
What's his juvenile history? You can
When
go
was he
back
put
10
in?
years.
28.
Oh, okay.
I can tell you, Judge, I just need a minute to pull it.
And just anything of sum and substance. I don't need. Really interested in guns and ammo and. Where is 1655 Northwest 27th Ave, Fort Lauderdale?
Where's that address? What's that address?
Say it again. Ask me to say it again.
What's the address again, Judge?
Sure. It is 1655 Northwest 27th Avenue.
Whose address was it?
Home. My mom home.
Judge, that was his another family member's residence. He doesn't stay there any longer.
Can he get an address, a mail there?
Can you get mail there still?
Yes.
He can. Judge, he has his new address with his sister in Lauderdale Lakes, and he knows that address, and that's where he's going to be living at.
Okay, Mr. Forberic, you want to, hold on. What? Yes, so tired. Just write on there for Mr. Baldwin, his address that Mr. Romero's gonna give you. And then I'll use my stamp.
Oh, the address? Okay, so they're gonna write down
Hold
your
on,
address?
Mr. Forberic is getting, Mr. Baldwin.
So when Mr.
Thomas
Forberic's ready
Baldwin.
to write it
How
down?
many cases does he have? The 010999, what's that? Or is that the other person?
He only has this open case.
Okay. That was the other person.
Juvenile privacy is a burglary of a dwelling.
When does he have that?
2011. He has others.
7
I'm just
years
pulling
ago.
his more significant ones. The way the information is filed is he has a conviction for battery on a person over 65 out of Martin County.
When's that?
I'm trying to find it in his NCIC. Looks like September 2015.
You know what? I'm going to deny it. I'm going to allow him to go before his division judge. He has a firearm. He has it out. He's displaying it. So let him go before Judge Bailey. I think you need to have a little bit more in-depth hearing.
Yes, Judge.
All right, did you get his address? Okay, let's change his address anyway.
What's the address?
4400
4400
Northwest 36th Street.
Northwest 36th Street. Lauderdale Lakes. And you know the zip code or no? 33319. Is this a house or apartment? Does it have a specific apartment number, or is it the 4400? What's the apartment number, sir?
Which for who?
B310. B310. Okay, Mr. Forberic.
Okay.
It's, you got it? Three, two, three, one. Yes, correct.
Here, give it to me. Oh, I wanted you to put it on an order.
no, okay, that's what I was asking.
And then here, take this. You might as well stamp it, but just give it back, okay?
No problem.
Okay, what were you saying?
So
Yes.
I need an order. You changed something?
Who was the defendant before this gentleman?
The gentleman before this gentleman was Mr. Fenelon Frederick, I believe.
Okay, who has the order for him? Do I?
Who has a what?
The order. Did I give you an order? Did we sign one? I thought I did one. Maybe I have it here. Hold on. Did you do one on Fenelon? So do I.
That was for property, but did you change anything else?
What do you mean from property? Oh, we need a, I forgot what we did with him, quite frankly. What did we do on Fenelon?
He was the gentleman that you went ahead and reduced his bonds, and he's going to phone order so he can contact his family to post his bond, and then they're going to go ahead and verify his address to have him released on, I believe, level 2 pretrial.
Okay, we need to do 2 orders, Mr. Barbaric. You should make Mr. Romero come over and do them. I'm only teasing you. No, I did not. I left the 5. I didn't ROR burglary. I left the bond 5,000 on that.
Yeah.
Yes. The sale at 1,000 and the burglary at 5,000.
Correct.
So he's got to pay the bond first, and I did a phone order. Okay, so you have that, Mr. Farmsworth.
I did the
Mr.
phone
Barbaric.
order.
Huh?
I did the phone order. I don't know who these people, their names. I don't know the.
Mr. Fenelon is, I think I have it right here. Mr. Romero gave it to me. Zero 10. Okay, that I know. So what's the other one? Well, yeah, I think we did. We did the, because it has 1,000 in the computer for the petty theft. Well, I'm going to ROR on that. So what's that case number? 18 what? I know it's CF.
Victor, the last guy that we just did.
So give me an arrest number.
The new address, what's his name?
Do we put that on it? What do you want me to put on it?
Thomas Baldwin.
531 801 061.
You charged with?
And that's for counts what on the screen?
Charge.
What about the grand theft?
I don't remember. I only have
so
the case number.
18, the one for the arrest number is only petty theft? One charge? I understand. So how many orders do you want?
I will need 3, Judge, because he's being held on 3 cases. In one case, we don't have the case number 4. But because, and I was trying to make it simple for you, Judge. If you're not touching anything for the salesman and the board, you don't need a case number. Because for me, you have 1,000.
Okay.
Orders needed. So you need an order for the 991 CFNA. Because you're all.
Okay, and what charges are those?
That's the grand theft. No.
You mean the grand theft, petty theft?
Count 6, Your Honor. Count 6 is already bought for pre-trial elbow. That's $500.
That we're RORing.
You're ROing that one. You ROing it to pre-trial, or you're just gonna ROR?
ROR.
Okay. And you're leaving the burglary.
Yep.
The burglary, you can put it on the order, but you're gonna put remain as.
Okay, I'm not going to do it. Mr. Farbaric's going to figure it out. But I'm trying to help him, so.
I don't know who it is.
Okay, is the arrest, what does the petty theft go with? What counts? 6 and 7? 7. Okay. Mr. Farberic might be calling you. Bring your paperwork with you.
All right, Judge, I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. Howard, no one left at Conti. No one's left at Conti, right? Anybody left at Paul Ryan? Nope.